Have you ever discovered a secret so powerful it changes everything? Today, we bring you the story of Toan and Diem, a young couple whose peaceful life on their family farm is about to be transformed. Unbeknownst to them, Toan's mother has quietly transferred the ownership of the entire farm to Diem, a gesture of love and trust that leaves them stunned and deeply moved. Join us as we follow their journey of surprise, gratitude, and family bonds, and see how a mother's quiet decision can change lives forever. Don't forget to subscribe and follow for more heartfelt stories. The morning sun stretched softly across the rolling hills of the farm, brushing the dew-covered grass with a golden glow. Birds fluttered between the trees, their songs blending harmoniously with the gentle clicking of buckets and the low mooing of cows. Toan and Diem worked side by side as they did every day, a rhythm that had become the quiet heartbeat of their shared life. Toan lifted a sack of feed over his shoulder, his laughter echoing when Diem scolded him for working too hard. She wiped the sweat from his forehead with her sleeve, and in that moment, everything felt perfectly ordinary, peaceful, steady, and full of love. Yet, just a few miles away, another story was quietly unfolding, one that neither of them had the slightest idea about. That very week, Toan's mother had taken an early bus into the city, her small purse clutched tightly in her hands. The old woman moved with quiet purpose, her heart heavy but resolute. She had an appointment with a lawyer, a trusted man who had served the family for years. Her decision had not come easily. For weeks, she had watched the young couple work from dawn till dusk, tending the animals, replanting the gardens, repairing the fences, pouring every bit of energy and hope into this land. The farm had once belonged to her and her late husband. Together, they had built it from nothing, surviving droughts, storms, and the long, lonely years when Toan was still a child. Every corner of the property held memories. The fig tree where Toan took his first steps, the pond where he learned to fish, the barn where her husband carved their initials on a wooden beam. But now, as she grew older, she knew it was time to let go. She didn't want the farm to become a burden or a cause of conflict after she was gone. And more than that, she had seen how deeply Diem loved this place, not for its land or value, but for what it meant to the family. Inside the lawyer's office, she sat quietly, as papers were drawn up. Her name, once proudly etched as the owner, would soon be replaced by Diem's. When she signed the documents, her hands trembled slightly, not from hesitation, but from the weight of love and legacy. "It's what's right," she whispered to herself. "That girl has a heart of gold. She'll take care of this land and of Toan." When she stepped out into the afternoon sun, a light breeze brushed against her face, as if her late husband was there, approving her choice. The air smelled faintly of wildflowers and soil, the scent of home. She smiled to herself, imagining Diem's surprised face when the truth would one day come to light. It was a secret gift, born of quiet affection, one that would change everything, though neither Toan nor Diem knew it yet. A few days later, the ordinary rhythm of the farm was interrupted by an unexpected delivery. Zim, humming softly as she carried a basket of freshly picked vegetables to the farmhouse, noticed a thick envelope lying on the doorstep. Curiosity flickered across her face as she bent down and picked it up, feeling the weight of the paper between her fingers. The envelope bore the official seal of the lawyer's office, and her heart skipped a beat. With trembling hands, she carefully tore it open, her eyes scanning the contents. What she saw made her gasp. A legal document, neatly typed, stated that she was now the official owner of the farm, the very land she and Toan had spent countless hours tending, laughing, and dreaming upon. The words seemed to shimmer on the page, impossible and surreal at the same time. Diem sank onto the steps, clutching the paper to her chest, as a wave of emotions crashed over her. Shock, disbelief, gratitude, and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. She could hardly imagine such a gift, a gesture so profound and unannounced, quietly executed by Toan's mother without the slightest hint. Toan, seeing her sitting there with wide eyes, rushed over. "Diem, what is it? What happened?" His voice carried a mix of concern and curiosity. She handed him the document, unable to speak at first, tears brimming in her eyes. Toan's gaze fell on the text, and for a long moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. His face, usually so composed, was now a mask of stunned disbelief. This can't be real," he muttered, running a hand over his face. "Mom, she did this for us?" Diem nodded, her voice catching. "Yes, she signed it herself. She made me the owner, Toan. She didn't tell either of us. It's all mine now. Ours, really." Toan sank beside her, feeling a mixture of awe and helplessness. He tried to imagine the conversations, the moments of hesitation, the silent courage that must have taken to make such a decision. He thought of his mother's gentle, watchful presence throughout their lives, her subtle ways of guiding them without ever imposing, and now this final, astonishing act of love. The farm, bathed in afternoon light, seemed different somehow, as if it had sensed the quiet shift in its guardianship. Toan and Diem sat in silence, the air between them thick with emotion, their hearts swelling with gratitude and love. Neither had expected such a gesture. Neither had anticipated this magnitude of trust and affection. For Diem, it was an affirmation, a sign that she was truly considered part of the family, embraced not only in spirit, but in the legacy of the land itself. For Toan, it was a revelation, a moment of clarity about the depth of his mother's love and her understanding of what mattered most. As they sat together, absorbing the weight of this gift, a shared sense of awe enveloped them. The farm was no longer just a place of labor or memory. It had become a living testament to devotion, trust, and family bonds. The realization that their lives were now intertwined with such an unexpected legacy left them speechless, yet deeply connected, not just to each other, but to the generations of love that had nurtured this land before them. And as the sun began to dip behind the hills, casting long shadows across the fields, both Toan and Diem felt a quiet certainty. The farm, their home, and their hearts had just been entrusted to something far greater than themselves. That evening, still holding the document, Toan and Diem walked slowly across the farm toward the house where Toan's mother was waiting. The sun had begun its descent, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose, and the fields shimmered with the warm, fading light. Each step they took seemed heavier than usual, weighed down by the extraordinary revelation of the day. Diem's hands trembled slightly, not from fatigue, but from the mix of anticipation and emotion that bubbled inside her. Toan, normally composed and practical, kept glancing at the farmhouse, as if trying to prepare himself for a conversation he had never imagined he would have. When they reached the porch, Toan's mother was there, leaning lightly against the wooden railing, a gentle smile playing on her lips. Her eyes, filled with both pride and affection, softened as she watched them approach. She had seen Diem's surprise and Toan's stunned reaction through the subtle messages from the lawyer, and now she awaited their understanding, their acknowledgement of the quiet choice she had made. The wind rustled the leaves around them, carrying with it the faint scent of freshly turned soil and the comforting aroma of home cooked meals from the kitchen, a reminder of all the love embedded in this land. Mom, Tawan began, voice catching in his throat. He looked at his mother, then at Diem, then back again, struggling to find the right words. We we saw the papers. You you made me and Diem the owners of the farm? His hands gripped the wooden railing, knuckles whitening as he sought to steady his racing heart. Tawan to mother merely nodded, her eyes warm and steady. Yes, I did it quietly because I wanted it to be a gift, something pure, without expectation. This farm, it belongs to the two of you now. I trust that you will care for it, care for each other, and honor what this land has always meant to our family. Diem stepped forward, tears sliding down her cheeks, and grasped her mother-in-law's hands. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling with sincerity. I I don't know how to ever repay you. It's more than I could have imagined. You trusted me with everything." Tawan, still absorbing the enormity of the gesture, wrapped his arms around both women, feeling an overwhelming surge of love, gratitude, and reverence. In that embrace, all words became unnecessary. Their hearts spoke more clearly than any language ever could. The sun dipped lower, casting long golden shadows across the farm, illuminating the fields, the barn, and the familiar path that led to the old fig tree. It was as though the land itself acknowledged this moment, celebrating the continuity of love and legacy. Tawan's mother gently patted Diem's hand and whispered, "This farm has always been about family, about care, and about love. Now it is in your hands. I am proud of both of you." The words settled into their hearts like seeds, promising growth, trust, and a future rooted in devotion and respect. As the evening deepened and the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, Tawan and Diem lingered on the porch, hand in hand, hearts full. They looked out over the rolling fields, feeling a profound connection not just to the land, but to the generations of love and labor that had shaped it. This quiet, unexpected gift had changed everything. It had strengthened their bond, deepened their gratitude, and illuminated the unwavering love of a mother who understood that the greatest treasures were not wealth or titles, but trust, care, and the legacy of the heart. In the gentle twilight, with the farm stretching endlessly before them, Tawan and Diem knew they were exactly where they belonged, home, together, and part of something far greater than themselves.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh mình. Rất vui vì hôm nay lại gặp lại các bạn trong câu chuyện hôm nay. Trong câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta thì mẹ của Toàn đã bí mật sang tên nông trại cho Lý Tử Diễm. Điều đó khiến cho Toàn và Diễm rất là bất ngờ vì mẹ Toàn đã làm mà không hề báo trước với Toàn. Đừng có thấy rằng bà rất là yêu thương Diễm đến mức độ như thế nào. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn sẽ còn được kể ở các video tiếp theo. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút subscribe để đăng ký kênh sẽ nhận được thông báo mới nhất về các tập phim sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.